Hi, I'm Jeff Maturo.
I'm Eric Bocock.
And I'm the Ross Man.
Welcome to Inside FPRA. Today we've got a great show for you planned. We'd like to start out by welcoming our new members. We're really growing at a phenomenal rate. We're just trying to manage the growth. We're on the board. We're trying to make sure that FPRA remains competitive, family-friendly, and fun. That's what we're all about.
Fun.
And we're trying to give you that. It's hard to manage because we've got guys that have diverse interests, and we're trying to hold the line, and it's tough to do, but we're doing our best, and we just keep growing, so hopefully something's working. We're going to talk about the Mini B class. It's a new class. The guys wanted to run it, and I tell you what, we took the ball and we ran with it. Mini B, what are your thoughts?
I think they're actually super interesting because they're so small, so it takes so much longer to get around the track. They look a little fragile. They do.
They are.
But that one that Rich Barron had, that thing was
Well, Rich has the chassis and he had the foam tires on it. It's really nice. He's got the late model body. Mark Swanson's got like 3 or 4 of them. Scott Corey's running that class now, so watch your feet because he will take a toe out.
Right,
what are your thoughts on the Mini B?
Really don't.
Thanks, Ross.
care
Okay,
for it.
so
I
you
can
saw
tell you
that.
this.
Ross always gives good input, man. He's really good. We're glad he's on the show.
I can tell you this.
Why? He's not feeling it today, guys. I'm the one that's sick, and he's like, okay.
But I watched one of their qualifiers, and Jeff Record let Mason, my son, run one in the main,
Mason
and
did
he
a
got
good
a
job.
kick out of it. But those guys are just laughing, having a good time.
Well, that's what it's
chattering back and forth on the driver's stand.
that's what it's about.
It was awesome.
And whether we hate them and we want to see it go and we don't like anybody that runs that class, we don't care.
No.
Because we
what
just
Ross
want
meant.
them to have fun.
That's it.
No, I'm just kidding. I haven't driven one yet, but they look like a
look-
blast.
they
The
look
only
awesome.
thing that I saw happen to
fast.
them is the turnbuckles seem to break.
Yeah.
I think Doug Ehring broke a turnbuckle on his, and I've never seen that happen
Wow.
before.
I
But
didn't
they
know
are
that.
a lot of fun. And hey, I might even drive one. You never know. Also, another class is heavy metals growing.
Got
Now
one
that's
right
a
here.
perfect. This is a perfect example right here. This is your B4.
Yeah, it's a vintage
It's Mason's.
B4. Yeah,
It's-
original.
So it qualifies. It's rear motor, okay? It's perfect. He can run this body. You run a 12-turn Titan Traxxas motor, a brush speed control, and you're ready to go. And Eric Wazalewski just beat Aaron Hunt with a Bandit because now we open it up to the cars. And quite frankly, this is an ancient. This is from 1980-ish. This Tamiya, and it's legal because it's got a rear-mounted motor as well. I would never, don't touch this, either of you, because I don't even want fingerprints on it. That's what I like to call my baby.
I dropped it earlier.
Okay. Hey, we've done a couple shows. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. All 3 of us keep forget to mention email. It's insidefpra@gmail.com. What is it, boys?
Inside the FPRA at gmail.com.
Oh my gosh, neither one of them know it, and the energy is high. That's what I like.
Hey, I had more
We
energy
just got-
than Ross.
We just got back from a funeral. If you're wondering what's wrong, I loved you giving the blessing on that. Though that was lovely. Hey, I'm Catholic, and JC is my co-pilot. So please don't get offended.
It's all
it was just,
fun.
It was just
It's
fun.
all fun.
He meant nothing by that. Send your hate mail to insidefpra@gmail.com. No, he did it. But that's it.
I didn't do
hey,
it.
Right now, guess what? We're gonna
It's
clear
somebody
this.
else.
I'm gonna magically snap. Watch this. I want to get rid of these guys because I want to show you how to break in a brushed motor, and I have a really, really, really rare book. I got Big Jim's Black Book. You got to be over 50 to even know what that means, because he's worm food right now, and it's impossible. You cannot. It's no longer in print. You can't get this electronically. You can't get it anywhere. I have the book. I'm going to tell you his trade secrets. Big Jim, may he rest in peace.
Should I bless him?
Please don't. Right now, I'll be right back without these 2. Okay, as I just said, we have something that no one else has. And this is Big Jim's RC Motor Black Book. And they're impossible to get. And I've got one. I'm going to share everything that's in it. and even some pros speed secrets. So let's get started. Here's what you're going to need. Your brushed motor, and I'm using an axial 27 turn because that's what FPRA uses in their pan car classes, X Series and Sportsman X, which is the truck pan car. Now, a lot of guys run them dry, and we're going to talk about which motors to run dry or not. These have exceptionally hard brushes, so we can water break them in, okay? But it's not okay to say use on a Tamiya stock motor. You don't want to break those in with water. The brushes are too brittle, they're too soft, and the water will disintegrate them, and you'll be left with a pile of junk. Don't water break in Tamiya motors, especially the stock ones. Only motors that you know. The Arma infraction motors, they're fine to water break and they have extremely hard brushes, but you got to make sure that they have hard brushes. For FPRA members, Arma are okay. The stock motors that come with the infraction are okay to do that. Also the Titan, the 12-turn Titan for heavy metal, like the Bandit class, the old Bandit class, you can break those in just the way I'm telling you to do. So you've got your brushed motor, you've got your water. I'm using distilled water. And why do I use distilled water? Well, because it's boiled, and it's supposed to be the purest water you can drink. And it's boiled, so this is a collection of the steam water, and it's got rid of all the impurities, minerals, salts, bacteria, anything that was in that sucker, it's gone. So that's why I use this. You don't have to. Tap water will work fine. I was always taught to use distilled water. I still use it today. I'm old school. Now, I went to the Dollar Tree and bought a mason jar with the lid. And let me get that. And then I took my drill and a step bit and I cut little holes in it, 2 little holes. And you just use that and that will hold your motor in there. So this cost me $1.25, and you can see what's going on. Now, before we get started, I'm actually going to dyno my motor and tell you how it is before we exit. It's a brand new motor. I'm going to show you what kind of numbers, and I usually use 2 to 3 volts anytime I break in a motor. No more. Don't do more than 3 volts. Absolutely not. You'll do damage to your brushes. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on and get this sucker ready, and we're going to see just how many RPM this thing is going. So we'll hook it up, and let me get that over here. Make sure your negative is the negative and positive is the positive, and then I'll set it up for 3 volts, and I'll tell you what we're doing here. Okay, it's spooling up right now, and then we're gonna do exactly what Big Jim and some of the pros have taught me. This is at 1 volt, so I want to stop that real quick and make sure I get it set up properly. Okay, we're at 3 volts. We're gonna see what it does right now. And this thing, out of the package, these, I've had really good luck with them, but this one's kind of a turd. So it's drawn about 185 amps, and it's drawing under 5,000 RPMs. It's really bad. This one's really bad. So this will be great because it will help it. So let's get started. Okay, now I'm gonna take the sensor off, and we're gonna drop this in our liquid. And this is just distilled water. Now I'm doing this, I'm gonna show you something that you've never heard of, and it's never been released to the public before. So the fact that we're telling you is absolutely unbelievable, because no one it's not on the internet, the interwebs, it's not on YouTube, it's not anywhere, and you'll be the only guys on the planet that will know about it. So yeah, this is really special. So I'm hooking this up now. It's gonna be a little noisy, and I'm gonna let this run for about no more than 5 minutes, 3 amps, and this is gonna break it in, and it's nice clear liquid, as you can see. It's nice clear liquid, and it's running, and you'll get to see the stuff that comes out of these motors. Oh, hold on a second. We got it's starting back up. That's gonna lose that connection. All right, you got to keep an eye on it. I never leave these unattended. I'll stick with it. This is drawing 5 amps, and I'm gonna let this run for about 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. Did you see how dirty that got? That really was dirty, and that's the carbon coming off of the brushes. Now, brushes are lubricated, so I'm gonna tell you a secret right now that you've been waiting to hear. What a lot of the pros do, what a lot of guys did back in the day when brushes ruled the land, now everything's brushless, but we still run a lot of brushed motors, is a product that they use in the beauty industry called barbicide. And what that is that's a disinfectant, and it's got some chemicals in it that don't dry out the brushes. They don't hurt that lubrication. So that's what a lot of guys water dip in. And this is it. This is a generic version because you can find barbicide online and you can find it at beauty supplies. I got this from Sally's. They were out of barbicide. This is their version of it. And it's not that expensive. This will last you forever. But it cleans, it conditions, and it breaks in your brushes phenomenally. No one ever told me this before. I wish I knew this back then, but this is something that they kept close to their vest and didn't want to tell anybody because it works. And you use the same amount of this into this jar like the water is, and you do the same break-in technique. What you're going to do is you're going to want to set it from 2 to 3 volts, run it for about 5 minutes, then clean your motor out completely. When you're done, clean it out. Don't use brake cleaner. It ruins the brushes. You've been using brake cleaner, stop using brake cleaner. It dries out your brushes. I don't even use motor spray on mine. I'll blow them out with an air compressor or a little air gun like the Rossmann uses, and then I oil my bushings and you're good to go. I don't use those cleaners. If I want to clean it, I'll take it out of the car, I'll water dip it. Because it works, man. You see how cloudy that is? That's all the gunk that was in there, and that's brand new. If this was a used motor, this would be fairly black. And because I'm afraid to spray any of the brake cleaners, a lot of guys use CRC. That might work. It's okay. I would be careful. There's too many problems with it ruining your brushes. If you're just running a motor one time and don't care, that's fine. But these little axial 27 turn that FPRA uses, they last an entire season for us, a whole series. And they actually get better with wear because your brushes break in and they seat better. So that's the big tip, is barbicide. It works. It really does work. So does the water. It can be tap water. If your brushes are on a Tamiya stock motor or any other motor that I didn't mention, the armor infractions are okay to do. The Traxxas 12-turn Titan are fine to do. This is fine to do, but don't water dip a Tamiya brushed motor, a stock motor, because they have very soft brushes in it and they'll just disintegrate into nothing. So 2 to 3 volts, 5 minutes, clean, spray it out really good. With air, I use air, let it dry, oil your bushings, put it in your car, and you're good to go. And what's this good for? This is good from anywhere from 500 to 2500 RPM. I've seen as high as 3500 RPM. It makes a big difference, and this was a turd. So we're gonna do this really quick before I let you go to see what the difference was, because I know you want the proof's in the pudding, baby. The proof's in the pudding. Let me do this really quick. All right, where's that at? We're gonna turn this bad boy on, and we're gonna tell you what the difference is. All right, red to red, black to black. Turn on the power. We're ready. Let's do this. And come on, baby. Here we go. Let's see what we got. All right, I'm right at 6,300. Boy, this was really a turd, this motor, but I'm at 6,300. So we gained 2,000 RPM, maybe? Not quite, but that's incredible. And that's just from breaking it in. And in a stock class, in a spec class, that's the difference between first and eighth out of a 10-car class. So it's really a big deal. I highly recommend it. You don't have to do it, but at least we told you so. Hey, I'm going back to the studio with my buddies.
I
Wow.
can't believe you break in brushless motors.
You can do it brushless. What?
Brushless?
No, what? You missed the tip. But
I
if,
did miss
if
it.
you do what I said, I'll tell you what. You're gonna gain some RPM, and when you know, because we run a spec class.
Yes.
If
And
you gain some RPM,
The littlest amount,
right?
means
Man,
everything
even
straight
500
away.
when you're running a spec class and you're not cheating, which you shouldn't be. 500 RPM, 1,000. That's huge, man. That's really huge.
Yeah.
That's huge, Caroline. So it makes a difference.
He's
so
dead too. Should I bless him?
bless him. No blessings of any kind. Hey, we hope you live right, you work hard, and you pray often, because guess what? It's the end of Inside FPRA. For everybody here, I'm Jeff Maturo.
Wait, is this the last episode ever?
Not ever, just tonight. I want to go
thank
eat.
God.
We're going to Mama Jamoki's. Where are we going?
Mama Anna's.
Mama Anna's. You gotta get the mama.
I'm Eric Bocock.
And I'm the Ross Man.
We'll see you next time.
Dizzy boy!
Dope! Alright, hey, that was good. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that too. Yeah. Okay, let's do the end. I'm not really doing it. That was just. He's out of it tonight.
And I'm the cake and
No, you're.